weekend, the line of the weekend, somebody at church Sunday said, "Where in the world did you get this van?" I said, "FEMA gave it to me."
Rick,
on the whole parking lot.
And I love that van. Yeah. You remember I tried to buy it from you one time, and you wouldn't sell it to me. I love it.
He ain't letting go of that.
So they're all piled in the van, and this is when you know what happens. It happens about this same age. We get to the theater, and they say, "Hey, Dad, can we all go sit somewhere else?"
Oh,
I said, "What are you talking
they didn't want to sit next to Paul.
I said, "What are you talking about, Dad? We want you want," and they're all mumbling around. I said, "Y'all don't want to sit with me?" I went, "Well, Dad, honestly, not really." Okay, so all y'all wouldn't have popcorn and ices,
or you wouldn't be here.
I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
And your little juicy Starburst thing, y'all wouldn't have any of that if it wasn't for me. Now y'all gonna punt me? Yes, sir.
You were.
Yeah. Dad, if we had jobs though, and
You're holding them back.
Yeah. What are we supposed to do? They kind of look like what are we supposed to do? So y'all don't want to sit with me. So I sat by myself and watched Thor.
You know what you have to do? Get them, go walking through the mall, sign some autographs.
But you know what? When you're the solo guy in the theater, am I the only one that feels like you have to explain yourself?
Oh, yeah.
People come in, yep, my kids don't want to sit with me. I'm not some weird creep.
I actually have friends.
I'm not some weirdo sitting here with popcorn. See those boys? All these boys, they belong to me. They just want to sit with me. That's why I'm here in the middle.
Good.
That's why I've got the best seat in the house sitting all by myself.
Bubba.
1 minute, 30 seconds. 1 minute, 30 seconds. We're watching NASA TV Live. That's the audio you're hearing.
Right. And
Endeavour about to lift off for the last time.
And, Rick, check that out. They have to freeze those nozzles because it gets so hot they would melt off if they didn't with liquid nitrogen. Isn't that cool?
Okay.
Bubba.
Rick, try to contain yourself.
Look, I'm fine. I mean, I'm just
so, that is.
I'm so excited I didn't fall asleep during the movie Thor.
Right.
I'm ready for anything now.
1 minute.
Because you're wrong.
Bubba, if Nadal walked in with the tennis racket and said, "Hey, Bub, you want to go play?" Would you be more excited with that or this right here?
Well, I would say in a minute. I said, give me a minute. Let's say
just
that.
1 minute's all I need.
They'll be in orbit in 2 minutes. I'm going to guess 6 minutes.
I mean, we're down to like 45 seconds.
Standing by for the handoff
we've
to
got a
Endeavor's
15
onboard
second
computers.
Yeah. That's good, bud. We just said that.
There it is.
We're watching
31
Endeavor.
seconds and the
Do you
handoff
still get
has
nervous
occurred.
since we've had some problems in the past?
Oh, yeah. This is not an automatic.
Real nervous right
Oh, wow.
Firing chain is armed. Suppression water system is armed.
There you go.
For me.
That water. That cool?
I mean, look at the sparks.
4, 3, 2, 0, and liftoff for the final launch of Endeavor. Expanding our knowledge, expanding our lives in space.
Houston, Endeavor, all program. Roger, roll, Endeavor.
Houston is now controlling. Endeavor beginning to.
You're listening to details of Endeavor leaving the launch pad.
As Endeavor begins the heads down position on course for
The last time you'll see Endeavor do that.
136 by 36 statute mile orbit.
You'll see it at your local mall next time on display.
Bubba wants them to be left out in orbit.
I thought it was a good idea, lifeboat.
I did too. You're getting 0 on that, but I totally agree with you.
It's obvious the thing still works, so why are we going to put it in the museum?
Throttling down as Endeavor passes through the area of maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle in the lower atmosphere. Approaching 1 minute into the flight.
Here's that cough y'all hate when they say throttle up.
Oh boy, there it is.
That puts a lump in your throat, doesn't it?
Endeavor's 3 main engines now back at full throttle, all 3 engines in good shape. Endeavor's already traveling 1,300 miles per hour at an altitude of 11 miles downrange from the Kennedy Space Center, now 12 miles.
See, I like the music. That adds a nice touch.
Do you like that?
Yeah. So that's how they ought to market this a little more,
At liftoff, Endeavor fully fueled, weighed 4.5 million pounds. It's already lost half that weight in propellant now, burned that weight. Next event is burnout and separation of the twin solid rocket boosters.
There we go.
How about that? 143,000 feet already.
2 minute 3 second point. Those boosters are burning 11,000 pounds of fuel per second.
SRB separation.
Do I hear birds?
That's some goals.
That's goals.
Stirred them
And
up.
standing by for separation of the solid rocket boosters.
Here we go. I'm
Sorry,
learning.
having
Almost
enough
at
to do.
200,000 feet already.
Nervous.
That wild.
Look at that. There they go.
See you, solid rocket boost.
I like seeing them a little more smooth on the driving.
The onboard guidance system has done its job of settling out any dispersions introduced at booster separation. The orbiter is now traveling 3,200 miles per hour, downrange 50 miles, altitude 37 miles. All systems in good shape.
Wouldn't you like just to watch that with the Wright brothers? Don't you know they go,
Oh.
what the?
So Endeavor looks like it's smooth sailing. Its final mission. If you leave us, have a great day. You got more Rick and Bubba, Lord willing. We'll be back.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.
Bubba, kind of a grisly story, but it is definitely an oddity. Are you familiar with the stupidity that revolves around the phrase planking?
You know, I did not till Speedy was talking about it. I don't know if he just read it or he's familiar with this, and I don't even know why anybody would want to do
Let me be
this, as
clear.
a matter
I
of fact.
was just reading it. I am not familiar with it, but after researching, I'm a little bit more familiar.
Well,
with
You
it.
never been planking?
And
I hadn't been playing.
Greg, you understand the
I actually planked a few minutes ago.
Yeah, we've been reading and seeing some video on this planking, and it's
it's
You want me to
led,
go out there and do it? Show you?
it's led to someone's death because, again, the common sense. Let me see if I understand planking first. Planking is taking your body horizontal and balancing on some sort of dangerous beam to hold yourself and then take your picture and put it on the internet, correct?
pretty much
And people plank on like railroad crossings like a bunch of idiots. And
railing, like a rail to a
so
balcony.
I'm horizontal and I'm balancing myself on something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
if it's real dangerous, if it goes bad, it don't turn out well.
well, we
No.
have that today in Australia. A man is dead, and
Them crazy Australians.
and now people are saying he's 20 years old, dead at 20, that he plunged 7 stories because he tried to get on the railing outside his apartment and balance himself planking to have his picture taken, and then he fell to his death. All over trying to balance himself on a rail horizontally.
Now, Rick, the next paragraph here is what's really shocking. The death has ironically triggered a global spike in the numbers trying out the new trend.
That's crazy.
Well, are we just our
See what happens when we don't have jobs where people have to work with their hands.
right? I
You know-
mean,
That's a good point.
Bubba, it's thought to be Australia's first planking fatality.
Well, that ain't bad on percentage.
I mean, guys, here's the thing too. It kind of goes back to since James Gregory's in town and was on the show last week, and Bubba took his wife for her birthday to see him. You remember the thing he was talking about? You know, when we all go, you know, you don't want to go in a way that leaves an embarrassment for your family. You know, he was talking about, you know, he wants to, you know, go like falling face first into like gravy at a buffet table.
Well, Rick, I think
that's
the
something
exact quote was he wanted to go in a car wreck to have a family tradition.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was talking. I mean, when you're sitting there mourning the death of somebody, and they go up to the mom and say, "No, what was there? What happened to Aaron?" And of all the things that people can't control that kill them, well, he tried to balance on a rail on his stomach and fell out of his apartment. I mean, that you leave your whole family behind with a very uncomfortable mourning situation.
Yeah, and who did it first is what I want to know. Lay flat. I mean, like right here. Look at this in the trees.
And who named it
All right?
planking?
They just what are they gonna do?
You're laying like a plank.
They're laying on limbs.
Yeah, they are
Okay,
laying on
as
limbs.
I go down here.
No, I just call that
to-
climbing a tree.
I go
too.
down to more here. Look, we're
Well,
laying.
now that's funny. We're planking on a foosball table. So you can't get
Yeah.
hurt doing that. That's just, or either she passed
But
out.
Greg, I thought we were
yeah,
supposed.
but then we go here. Look, we're at a driving range. I'm a plank and you hit it off my butt.
Oh my!
Oh, so
Okay.
you don't necessarily
Now
have to be
that-
laying on anything. You just,
Now that right there, I could see would begin where the danger would start.
Let me
But
tell
who
you,
does that?
That guy has an opportunity at a golf ball enema. He'll never forget.
No, you're right.
Yes. Why would you want to
But
do
somebody had to lay flat one time, and somebody said, "Hey, that was cool."
No, here's the thing.
I mean,
I
what?
did it a few minutes ago on the rail. Did y'all not see me during the break?
Well, I did
went
the
out there and
double
tried
rail.
it
Yeah.
out.
To
I'm
me,
scared to do it on a single.
Yeah. No, I got more sense.
that's
to
how
do it on
people
the side.
die, Speedy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But here's the thing. I thought planking was you had to use your abdominal muscles to balance on something. What you just showed me were people just laying on their stomach.
That ain't really
But
planking.
I've seen people lay on their
that's not
stomach. in the
planking.
Well, they
street,
Rick,
too,
they
and
move
call that
up.
planking.
Yeah, they move up. They do anything kind of laying down.
I'm calling planking foul. If
Greg,
you're not balancing,
you've known about planking for 30 minutes.
I know
and
it,
now
but-
you're a planking expert.
Exactly.
Okay.
If you're not balancing on, I mean, anybody can lay on the ground and stick a golf ball in their butt and let
Understood.
somebody hit it with a golf club. What's so
Right.
good about that? But if you're on a rail and you're balancing that, it didn't work out good for old pal. But I mean, that's pretty impressive.
Well, laying in the middle of the street's pretty dangerous too.
That's stupid.
That's called planking as well.
That's
Yeah,
planking too.
yeah.
Lay flat
I
down.
think
Like
that's
in
like
the middle
this.
line.
So
I
what do
think
you got to be stupid
So
to
I
do
could
this?
lay right here in the floor, and y'all
Pretty
say
much.
Greg's planking in the floor.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
studio.
yeah.
I don't like it.
Police do
Yeah.
it. by
I
the
don't
way.
want to talk about it no more.
Yeah, and like Rick said, it's a bizarre internet craze, and they film it and then they post it. And
Well,
then
if I lay on the ping pong table, y'all take my picture.
that would be planking.
I mean,
As you hit a ping pong ball off my rump.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
well, now I'm not impressed. I thought planking. I didn't know it was just laying on your
No,
stomach,
I
put
thought
your
it was
hands beside you.
balancing.
Well, I think you
it's part
start
of it.
out with
Different
that,
levels
and
of
you
planking.
work your way up to these more difficult.
Look, you either plank or you
Feet.
don't. I mean, daggum, anybody can lay
They
on the
s-
ground.
Rick,
Well-
they said a male friend of his confirmed they had been planking the night before out on the town.
I bet.
And drinking.
But I blame some of the friends too.
Planking
I mean,
and drinking
You gonna
is
let
not a
old
good
pal
mix.
get on a rail 7 stories up? I mean,
sure
hey, buddy.
you are, though.
At the end of the day, it's really just his stupidity. It rests on him.
I mean, you run
Oh,
with
sure it
people with the
does.
same mentality as you. They're encouraging you.
Yeah, I get a little tired of this society that somehow we can't talk about things or mention things because somebody might do it. Well, you know what? I'm tired of being blamed about people being stupid.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I mean, if you go out there and try to balance on a 7-story rail on your stomach and you fall off to your death, that ain't nobody's fault but yours.
amen.
Rick, it is part of
No, Rick,
of
he saw it in the
micro-
movie. He
it is-
saw it in the movie.
It is part of microevolution.
Right.
It is removing some from the gene
Yeah,
pool
that's
that,
a
quite
good
frankly, don't need to be there.
That's a good point.
I mean, really, I hate that it got lost, but come on,
Yeah, I mean, like,
that's just not too smart.
put it this way: we cover every
Go
year.
streak or something. You know, if you go
We cover every year the running of the bulls.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, which
well,
is awesome.
When I watch the running of the bulls,
I think moron.
I never ever have this uncontrollable magnetic pull to go get in front of a bunch of wild bulls and run for them. It never. I never am. I never feel like I want to do it every time I see it. Never. You know, when I see people saying, "Hey, these people like to get on top of their roof and they like to see if they can dive in a trash can of water." Well, see, if I saw that, I wouldn't have an uncontrollable urge that I must do it too.
Right.
I mean,
I
You know,
get it.
I
Here-
plank
here's
every
my- here-
afternoon on the couch, and I didn't know it was coming.
You're missing these
Th-
pictures.
This is not planking.
That's planking.
you-
She's balancing.
That's not.
That's not planking.
He just passed out.
Greg's an expert planker.
I'm an expert. In my opinion, okay, let me say in Greg's rules, what I would consider planking, what I would.
Look, guys laying on the beach, Greg.
That's not planking. My God.
Oh, he's letting a bike jump over.
That's just I'm letting a bike jump over me. That's not planking.
Is that a plank?
Semi.
Semi plank? Oh.
Definitely planking.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Between
not
two
real
camels,
either.
that's
That
good.
ain't real.
That ain't real.
That ain't real there either.
You know, that's
That's
probably,
more of what Rick's saying.
That's probably pretty hard to do.
That's what I'm talking
But why?
There you go, Greg.
That's too flat.
too flat. It
Rick,
shows.
this is
I
more
don't know what
people that
that
should
is.
be in bowling leagues, quite frankly.
Yeah, I mean, Greg, that's
Escalator
funny.
plank.
But not planking.
right. So you're saying if they're not,
Wow.
see, there's another guy that's
That's-
we'll
where is
hear
he
about.
at?
We'll hear about him for long.
Yeah.
Rick, here's the thing. I've never, and you know, we've had this on the show before. People say, well, if you talk about something,
That's
somebody
definitely
will,
planking.
somebody will go out and do that. And I'm like, well, how about this? Let's try this. Stay in school.
Yeah,
Make straight A's.
yeah. If we have all that control, why don't we just
Vote
say
conservative Republican.
I'm gonna
mean,
be honest. A part of me wants to plank.
But it doesn't work. So why does it work if you say planking? Oh, I got to go try that.
Do you want to lay flat?
Part of me wants to
Oh,
plank.
face down on
railroad track.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanna plank on something safe, just see if you can balance on it. But what I don't get is planking, and if my plank goes bad, I'm dead.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
really
To,
wanna
to
plank.
me,
Right.
that's not worth it.
If I fall and I get skin up, that's funny. You know.
Yeah.
But if I fall and I'm not going to make it, like I'm not going to go plank on the Vulcan. Okay. From where
Or
they
how
faked
about
that
this?
shot at.
Don't plank on railroad tracks. Have you ever seen? I mean, if
Wow.
you notice
How about-
anything they want to do dangerous on railroad
Yeah,
tracks,
stay away.
Yeah, I
from
don't
railroad
get it.
tracks.
you remember
Stay away from
protesters
it.
that sit on railroad tracks? Do you remember that footage from those?
And why do winos like to sleep on them? What's up with that? There's plenty of other places to sleep.
All
Are they
right.
that comfortable?
So the planking craze
I
has
don't
led
think
to, unfortunately, a 20-year-old man's death as he tried to lay out horizontal on the railing of a 7-story apartment building and fell to his death. Not worth it. 16 minutes past. We'll be right back.
Rick and Bubba, Rick and Bubba.